All right. So my dear fellow listeners and viewers, in this video, I basically would like to share with you some tips with the hope that you can gain something from it if you do plan in coming to Canada to settle in, particularly, to students who are coming here to study, right? Or if you have a friend or if you know somebody. The reason for that is because there are a lot of bits and pieces you need to know and to have in place, right, before you become successful, right, here in Canada with your study and to kind of navigate things along, right? One of the main reasons why I'm doing the video is because there are lots of international students, that are committing suicide. Professionally, as a social worker, we use the term die by suicide, a softer term. But the reality is people are taking their own lives. They're taking their own lives for a variety of different reasons. And I'm not here to share any sort of reason, but study shows, by the way, that international students have a lot of extra stress, very depressed. And obviously that will, um, you know, um, that has a lot to do with every individual situation, things of that kind. But the reality is, a student life here in Canada is extremely difficult if you don't have the support. When I talk about support, I'm talking about financial support. I'm talking about a decent place to live. All of these things cost money, right? Lots of money, right? And so if you have lots of money, um, you know, it will be much easier, by the way, for you to find a place to live and to kind of carry on, with your living expenses and tuition and so on. Because when you are an international student, or if you're an international student, you're basically paying triple price, right, for your tuition fee. All of these things, many of you know. But the thing is, in order for us to prevent, any sort of, challenging times, for international student, right? We can do bits and pieces, but it is not my responsibility, right? Um, if people are planning to come to Canada, and I'm referring to Canada because I've seen the stats and I know things happening here. Um, it is important for people to do their research, right? You have to do your research and know that Canada is not bed of roses where everything is being thrown to you, right? The media will kind of showcase all the shiny pieces to you out there. Obviously, Canada here, there are lots of opportunities, but when you are an international student and you're not able to work, the full amount of hours, when you are new and you're not able to navigate yourself accordingly and so on, it becomes challenging, right? The cultural thing we talk about is a whole different ballgame. Certain culture, they're not accustomed, to go and seek for help, right? That's not something to do. So it takes a lot of time to adjust. Some people are ashamed to seek for help, whether that be mental health, whether that be help for food, whether that be help to navigate things and know where to go and shop and all of these types of things. So there's a lots of stress and pressure on these students, right? And also some parents do have expectation, right? They have expectation, of these folks. And so if it's not aligned with what family members want and so on, it becomes extremely even more challenging, right, for the students, right? Because they're ashamed that they're not able to fulfill the obligation of family members and things of that kind. So there's a whole lot of pieces that is involved. This video is not to judge anybody or anything of that kind, but this video is to basically draw attention that what, students are taking their own lives here, right? And government wouldn't pay much attention. The reason why they wouldn't pay much attention is because student cannot vote. Vote meaning they cannot vote them into political office, right? So they will always have the short end of the stick. Though there are resources here and there, right? Government wouldn't provide everything, right? And so we have to make sure that we bring this awareness. But if you are watching this video and if you know somebody who's planning to kind of to migrate to study here in Canada, you want to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. You want to make sure that you have enough resources, enough people, to kind of connect with, so that you can, not only enjoy the journey, but you want to make sure that you're going to be successful when it comes to your new path, a new journey, right? New setting, new place to live and so on, because it is extremely difficult to do it on your own, right? The finance piece I used to talk about, a place to live, People judge you if you're not able to speak properly. They'll, communicate well, with the English language and all of that, things like that. So lots goes on, lots happening, and kind of people keep it inside. But the reality is, it is a challenge. It is an extreme challenging thing to become an international student here. Not only to get into the system, the school system will accept you as long as you have high marks. They will accept you, right? Because it is a business, right? It's a business. That's the school system is a total business. And so you have to make sure that if you got accepted, you are financially secure, you're mentally secure, and you're basically open to second option in terms of career wise and things of that. And if not, things will be extremely challenging. So that's my advice here. Do your research, connect with people. Don't think that things, it's just easy here. There are process to things here. There's no shortcut here. A lot of people are accustomed to shortcuts, back home, and they pay money to get things done and so on. Doesn't work like that here. So all of these things, people need to pay keen attention to, because it is very extremely disappointing that we have young folks killing themselves, right? And it's happening, and what prompted me the most actually to do this video is because very recently, like 2 days ago or less, 24 hours, another young male, 22 years old, took his own life. So I'm extremely saddened by all of this. And so that's one of the reasons I've made the effort to bring this to people's attention. Do your research. Don't think that, things just happen easily here in Canada. If you know yourself well, have lots of money, then you will be in better shape. That's the bottom line. And connect with people who can kind of help you along. But don't think that, you just send your kids here and then all of a sudden magic happen and then everything is all good. It doesn't work that way. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. My name is Narayan Datsukram. Wishing you a great today and even better tomorrow. I'll talk to you soon.